The other big video game movie announcement this week was from Blumhouse, the beautiful people over at Blumhouse.
Jason Blum, back with a banger.
The Five Nights at Freddy's movie is coming out. We knew it was coming. It's coming out October 27th.
Yeah.
This year.
So
this movie must be cheap as fuck.
Okay, so 2 things.
Yeah.
1, I'm autistic. 2, that means I love Five Nights at Freddy's. So this is another one like Minecraft. In fact, let's get a bit of history of this time. Right.
Again, this is another movie that does feel like it's been in development for my lifetime.
Yeah, so this is another one where when this has been in the rumour mill for fucking years at this point. Yeah. But what's interesting is it's always been with Blumhouse.
They just love that fucking FNAF.
It has always been with them. That has never changed. They have always had it. But what kept happening was it kept stopping and starting.
Yeah.
And so it's been a tough one where it's so it's coming out October 27th, 2023.
Ridiculous.
Which when they said it was
the same month as Kraven the Hunter, why would you do yourself that?
Why would the biggest movie of the year? That's gonna make $100 Kraven dollars. That's Kravillion dollars. Now, Warner Brothers Pictures in April 2015 announced that it acquired the series film rights. So it wasn't always at Blumhouse. I was wrong about that. With Roy Lee, David Katzenberg, and Seth Grahame-Smith all scheduled to produce.
Yeah.
Grahame-Smith said that they wanted to collaborate with Scott Cawthon to make an insane, terrifying, and weirdly adorable movie. That's a quote.
Interesting.
Weirdly adorable movie about kids that get brutally murdered and shoved into animatronics brutally.
Adorable.
Weirdly adorable. In July 2015, Gil Kennan signed on to direct the adaptation. He was the director of Monster House.
Say.
Which to me,
I
remember thinking because I remember when that came out, and I was like, that's a cool choice.
That is a cool choice.
Because I can see it cause if it's gonna be kid centric, Monster House is great. That's a really underrated movie. In January 2017, Scott Cawthon said that due to problems within the movie industry as a whole, quote, the film was, quote, met with several delays and roadblocks and was, quote, back at square one. He promised to be involved with the movie from day one this time. Scott Cawthon tweeted a picture of a director's chair with the name Freddy on it, with Blumhouse Productions logo. That was in March of 2017.
Fucking hell.
So that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
So I think it was still with Warner Brothers at the time, because Blumhouse are very much they'll work with anyone. So it was with them, and then I think in June 2017, it kind of got forgotten about. In February 2018, Chris Columbus was brought on to direct and write the film.
Brilliant.
First off, he wasn't just going to direct it, he was going to write it.
Bizarre choice.
That is crazy. Just directing is one
Columbus.
thing. Yes, of Home Alone.
Harry Potter.
What else has he done?
Did he do Percy Jackson?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Did he do Percy Jackson? I think he did.
He did the first one?
Yeah, I think he did the first one.
I need to look this up. Okay, so Chris Columbus.
Yeah. The man, the myth, the legend.
Also president. He is directed...
I loved when he discovered America.
He has directed various films.
Yeah.
Various films. Harry Potter.
Yeah.
1 and 2. Night at the Museum.
Yeah.
Wait, did he direct? Oh, he didn't direct that. He's produced that. Mrs. Doubtfire. Pixels.
Oh.
So he is a gamer.
Brilliant.
He is a gamer. He's clearly a gamer. Rent.
Of course.
I Love You, Beth Cooper.
Get him in my Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
Adventures in Babysitting.
Sick.
So clearly the right choice.
Yeah. Experience choice.
So it was planned to come out in 2020. Scott Cawthon had in 2018 announced that the first draft of the film was done.
Yeah.
And planned for 2020. The film script was then scrapped a couple of months later. In 2019, the movie script...
Chris Columbus just had a rare miss.
Yeah. So the script was done, I guess, in 2020, or at least was close to done. Yeah. And then, because in November of 2020, Coffin stated that the screenplay was done.
Yeah.
And filming was about to begin in 2021. So with that post as well, Coffin also had a bunch of other scripts and gave reasons as to why all of them were scrapped, which is kind of cool.
That's kind of based.
Late 2021, it was revealed that the Mike script, which I'm assuming was the script they were going with, was scrapped.
Oh shit!
And filming did not begin during spring of 2021 as was planned. The movie was still in production now.
Yeah.
In March 2022, Blum stated that news on the film is dangerously close. That sounds like a threat. And that it could release in 2023. So, from here, the film did eventually
somehow get made.
Somehow it's been it finally, got to a point where it could start getting made.
And now it's coming out October 27th.
Now it's coming out October 27th in theatres.
Soon.
And Peacock.
Yeah. Which is a bit odd.
Weird.
Halloween weekend.
So, alarm bells are ringing.
Yeah.
I have seen some people supporting the Peacock release because the logic is it's for kids.
Yes.
And so kids can watch it.
Stupid as fuck.
Which I'm a bit like, okay, I get it, but my logic is just that, okay, so this is this is FNAF.
Do you think it's going to be a kids movie?
Well, that's the interesting thing about FNAF is kids fucking love Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
They fucking love it. They eat it up. There's merch everywhere.
Yeah. Well,
kids love it.
Five Nights at Freddy's especially the first game, isn't particularly scary. It's scary in a oh my god kind of way.
It's a perfect game to watch Markiplier play.
Exactly.
Because it's jump scare games. But kids fucking love Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah, they know all the lore.
They love all about
the Purple Man, they know who he is probably.
William Afton.
Oh, yeah.
That guy?
Wasn't he the Green Goblin?
Yes.
If they dare to include any fucking lore in this film,
well, this is a
lore. If I need to fucking watch MatPat videos to be able to understand.
Well,
this
apparently it's based on the first 3 games.
Okay.
Supposedly.
The third game, I don't remember. That's the one with Springtrap in it.
Yeah.
I know the fourth game kind of goes hard.
The fourth game plays like shit, but the concept is brilliant. You're a little kid who has nightmares of these animatronics that are coming to get you. That's fucking scary.
Yeah.
And the actual designs of them look fucking cool.
Yeah.
Because they're really just edgy.
Yeah.
But it makes sense because a kid's nightmare version. It's like a nightmare version. But it's it's gonna be tough with this one because Five Nights at Freddy's is loved by kids. But Five Nights at Freddy's is not for kids.
No.
It's a really, it's about kids who get brutally murdered and a fucking haunting.
I could see them going for a 12.
This is the thing is.
A 12A.
Yeah, a 12A I can see.
But even how the fuck do you do Five Nights at Freddy's as a 12A?
But yeah, and also keep in mind over here.
Megan strategies.
Yeah, but over here 12A for horror movies is very rare, and you have to be very, very it's one of them where it's it's hard to get that here. So I feel to us it's an easy
film.
Because the subject matter is enough for that film to be an instant 15 of these kids get brutally murdered.
Do you think there'll be X-rated cut?
That's
Do you reckon what they might do is release a theatrical cut and then have the real movie on either streaming or have the real movie come out later on streaming?
If they had the theatrical cut and an X-rated cut on the same day,
that'd be sick.
But I don't know though, because I feel the problem there is, what if I want to watch the X-rated cut in cinemas?
Yeah.
That's the problem. It's what if I want to watch it there? It's one thing to put the X-rated cut out later.
Yeah.
But to not have the X-rated cut in cinemas.
Yeah.
At the same, because to me, I just wouldn't go to the cinemas then.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to go and watch the cut down version in cinemas.
Boring version of the movie.
I feel like it should be the opposite way around.
Yeah.
And it should be cinemas get the X cut streaming gets the theatrical cut on the same day. Because that's the thing, is that's the key arguments I've seen with the Peacock release is this is a way for kids. This is just the cash in on kids watching it, because kids might not be able to see it at cinemas. Presuming it's rated R, which I don't think it will be. Although it's tough again because the subject matter. Yeah. It's like, but then again, America PG-13. It's a lot easier to get a PG-13 for horror. So it's a bit tough. It's a weird one because it's like, how do you do something like this that's so dark,
but also do it for kids,
but also be able to do it for kids? Because even like Goosebumps say.
Goosebumps.
It's one of them, but like, because like FNAF is like the next Goosebumps almost for kids.
And especially it seems the way that they're doing, like that first image and shit they released. It looks like they want to go down the fucking dark route.
Well, yeah, because it's like it looks like Five Nights at Freddy. To be fair, like I mean, we haven't seen the full animatronic yet.
No.
But I mean, it looks from that picture. It looks like Freddy Fazbear.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's also they are actual animatronics too, which is fucking sick.
That is sick.
No, even if the film is dog shit, which it probably will be.
Can't wait.
The fact that they're using actual animatronics, like I think the Jim Henson,
that goes hard.
That's cool. Like no matter what way, that's fucking sick. That's really cool. And it's like, but I don't know how they're gonna be able to realistically be able to make this for kids, because that's the thing, is you can't not make it for kids. Because the kids are the dominant audience for this movie.
They'll eat this up.
It's kids, it's kids and teenagers. So it has to be PG-13. It can't be rated R. But at the same time, how are you going to be able to tell a story about kids who get killed and get fucking stuffed into animatronics that they then haunt? How the fuck are you going to tell that story in a way? Because like, how can you tell it in a movie form? Because in the games they tell it by not showing it and just implying it. Like a lot of the
lore they try and do in this.
Yeah.
But even then, I think they'll struggle to get a 12A in.
I think
the UK.
I think another issue as well is with Five Nights at Freddy's is that a lot of the fun of Five Nights at Freddy's comes from it being a game, but not necessarily the game itself.
The game to watch people play.
The game to watch people play, but also the lore that the games contain. The reason why Five Nights at Freddy's got big, besides the Markiplier thing, because that's the thing, is if that game just had Markiplier played it and he got scared, that game would be gone. We wouldn't be talking about it right now. The reason why it's big is because of the lore of it. Because when the game came out, there was tons of secrets for people to find. There was like newspaper articles that were like hidden in the game. There was like secret messages and different. There was this lore that was being crafted that had tons of speculation behind it. And it was one of those things where, and it's cool. That was the coolest thing about it. The games were very simple. They were hard to play, but the games were simple. It was like, don't let the animatronic kill you. But the whole thing was the lore of it. It was finding finding out the truth of what happened and all of these different things. And it's going to be tough, I think, to translate that to a movie. Because you're now just going to be telling people the lore.
Exactly.
And I'm scared it's going to be like another Mario thing where it's like, are we just going to get just a visual like reenactment of all of the FNAF lore? That's cool if you're a fan, but also as a film, how are they going to? I don't know. It's another one like Minecraft, but I can't picture it.
I can't picture a bit more, because I feel like with the FNAF, what they might end up doing is just something simple where it's just fucking whoever is in it is just got a torch walking down corridors. Oh, it's animatronic.
Yeah, because that's another thing though, is like a lot of the characters that they've cast, like Matthew Lillard's like in it as well, like they're doing like a lot of the lore characters. So I don't think it's just going to be a movie of a kid like goes into Freddy Fazbear's Pizza for a late night shift and but the animatronics aren't moving. It's not going to be that. Although if they wanted to do a trilogy, I feel like that would have been a smart way to do it. Have the first one be a dead simple, like, 90-minute, like this person is trying to survive.
Even a 9-minute slasher.
Like making it like that almost, and then but giving you little bits of lore. So then 2 and 3 can expand upon it. That to me, that seems like the smartest way to do it, rather than making a film that seems to be trying to do all of it. Because the lore of Five Nights at Freddy's is fucking complicated. Not because it's like beautifully written, but because it's so fucking convoluted that it's like, I don't know how you're going to be able to realistically do it. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
I would love for it to be good. I just have a media alarm bells because of Peacock. Because when I think Peacock, like day and date release, I think of the Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Halloween Kills they've done that with, which made sense because it was COVID. But then Halloween Ends had that. That 100% was because they had no faith in it.
Yeah.
Like, it's coming out Halloween weekend.
Yeah.
Which, horror movies releasing then, which it sounds weird, but that's not really a good sign when that happens. There are exceptions, but when that happens, it's typically because the film isn't great.
Yeah.
It's like when Christmas films get released really close to Christmas. It's because they want to get in, make a quick buck, and then go.
Yeah.
That's why that tends to happen. Now, it's coming out the same day as Saw X.
Yes.
Which, Saw X I think will do okay.
Yeah.
Those films are cheap. It's going back to basics. People forget, the last Jigsaw movie, the last like Saw movie with Jigsaw in it, made like 93 million or something on like a 10 million budget.
That's not bad.
Which, I mean, this one could make something like that again. Especially, I mean, there's been like the current rumblings of this new Saw is that it's one of the best ones.
Wow.
It's like one of the best like since like the first one.
Fair play.
And it's like, so they've got like one of the directors of the good ones to come in and do it. So it's like, I think there's a lot of I think people are underestimating it right now because we haven't seen anything about it really. It's done, it's ready, but it's like we haven't seen much about it. But I could see it doing really well, especially if it's coming out the same weekend. But that's always been a staple with Saw to release Halloween weekend. It's one of them. I mean, Saw's not great, but that has been a staple for those films since the start. Is we drop on Halloween weekend, like because Saw was like an event. That was like a film that everyone went to go and see that weekend. Yeah. Because it was this, But it's like with Five Nights at Freddy's, when I see that, I'm like, is this? Because also as well, another thing is The Exorcist releases 2 weeks before. That's another Blumhouse movie, so they're gonna have 2 major Blumhouse movies release in the same month, 2 weeks apart from each other.
I can see The Exorcist getting moved, to be fair.
Because I haven't. No one's been talking about it.
I don't know anything.
Which I could see get moved. Which I mean, I wouldn't mind. But if that's the case, if Exorcist gets moved, put Five Nights at Freddy's there. Yeah. I feel like that's the solution if that's the case.
Unless they're putting it on streaming so that people can watch it on Halloween night. I don't know.
I guess, which is that's fair. But I think if that's the case, what they should do, because it's Universal. Yeah. Like Universal has that thing where if a film doesn't make a certain amount of money, now they go to stream like 2 weeks later. Yeah. They could have done that. Yeah. They could have put it beginning of October.
Then have it out on streaming.
And then had it out by then. But they chose not to. They've chosen to do it this way. And the last time they did it for a film that they had zero confidence for. Yeah. So it's one of them. Like 2 years ago, Day and Date, totally whatever. That was like COVID. It's one of them. Now, to me, when I see a Day and Date release, I'm like, that's a bad sign. Yeah. Now, and it's so I don't know. Like the moment I saw that, I was just like, no. I get what you mean. Something's weird about that. Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be a masterpiece, but I do wonder.
Like a Five Nights at Freddy's movie.
But I do wonder if Blumhouse are thinking this isn't looking good, and so they're just like, let's get it out. Let's just get whatever money we'll get from just fans trying it out and seeing it. Let's get that. I don't know. It's just that like. The Peacock thing is just immediate, like, okay, that's odd.
Yeah, no, I think...
Especially when Exorcist is getting a theatrical release.
Well. Yeah. I think the fact it's coming to theatres at all, honestly, kind of surprises me.
See, it doesn't to me, though, because Five Nights at Freddy's is huge.
Is it still huge?
It's still huge. Trust me.
People need better...
No, it's still... What it is that... I think it's not at the peak it was. Yeah. I do think they should have released this earlier.
No, exactly.
I think had this come out in like
9 years since Five Nights at Freddy's 1.
Yeah, because I think the peak of it was 1 to 4. Yeah. And like Sister Location, like that was the peak of the franchise. Yeah. But to be fair, the recent one they did, although people didn't like it, I think it sold really well. Yeah. So those games do sell, and I think as well, like there's a lot of hype from people who there is nostalgia for it. Yeah. As well.
Weird because again, 9 years.